Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattooed Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're doing a memory spread for the week of May 4th through the 10th, which was Mother's Day week. So I'm going to use this kit from Virgo and Paper called Create, and it is really cute and it reminds me of my mom because she is a master quilter and she's been sewing as long as I can remember, and she makes amazing stuff, and I just thought this would be a cute way to kind of honor her in that way. Not that she cares about my videos that much, but I just thought this was sweet. So here is the first page here. Usually I only buy like certain sheets from Virgo and Paper, but I think she has gone to just kits, so I have a few more pages than I need. But I just couldn't resist getting this kit because it's just perfect and I love it. My grandmother was also a master quilter as well, so this is kind of making me think of my Nani as well. So it's just really a sweet kit. This is the page that I will definitely not use. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and put it off to the side so that I can just focus on these. I also have this little freebie that I might be able to use, you know, some of the pieces from that. I've got some pictures up here and I've got my notes. You'll notice here that I have some Post-its. I forgot to print my thumbnails for my videos. I always include those in every spread, and I forgot them. So I will have to add those later, but I will definitely post pictures of this on Instagram. I'll try to remember to do it on the community tab on YouTube, and I will put it on the thumbnail. So you'll be able to see the finished spread in one way or another. So I think we are ready to jump right in. So let's get started. So we're going to begin with the bottom washi. So I'm just getting rid of the darker lines so they're nice and out of the way for this light colored washi. I think it's so pretty, and this is just such a fun kit because it just reminds me of my mom. So instead of finding numbers, I'm being lazy and just writing them in, which is totally fine with me because my handwriting kind of goes with the font a little bit, and I like the boldness of the black as well. So for glitter headers, I am going to go with a kind of dusty blue color. So it took me a minute to kind of figure out which ones that I wanted to use. I use a full set every week, so I always have extra, like, leftovers on my glitter header sheets, so it's just finding the right one that works. So this color I felt like went really well with that kind of dusty blue color from some of the full boxes. It's not an exact match, but it goes pretty well. So I'm just popping down the date covers just right above those glitter headers, and I'm very messy when I white out the lines because I know that the color from the date covers is going to cover it anyway. So we're going to go to the sidebar now, which is my journaling section in my memory planner, and I'm just getting rid of the hexagon, and I'm putting in this full box that says, take one small step one day at a time towards your dreams. I think that's really sweet. I'm really lucky that my parents tell me all the time like how proud they are of me, and like they really like make an effort to do that, and they have supported everything that I've wanted to do. And even though we're a lot different, I'm really lucky in that way. That's not to say that my teenage years were not a nightmare for my mother, because I was horrible to her. I don't know how she did it because I was like a hormonal mess, and I've apologized over and over and over again for my terrible behavior and the horrible things that I would say to her that I didn't mean at all. Anyway, so moving on, I'm just quickly showing you the spread that I'm basing this week on. That plan with me is up if you'd like to go check it out. Alright, so I'm just making a note here that I ran some errands. Now remember, this is May 4th, so it's a while back, but this was just when Texas was starting to open, and apparently people thought it was just wide open and that they didn't have to do any social distancing anymore. So errands that day pissed me off because of the way that people were behaving. I think it kind of swung back just a little bit because we had kind of some severe like spikes after this, but yeah, we're still going a little faster than I feel comfortable with, but I don't know what you can do about that. Okay, so this was the last week for me to assign assignments for my kids at school, and it was so weird. The lessons were, you know, so much shorter than normal, and it just wasn't the same. And it was a really weird week for like wrapping up the assignments and things, and you could tell like the kids were burnt out, and even teachers were burnt out too. So I'm making a note here that my group of friends kind of stayed on our Zoom to chat, and I missed everyone so much. We stayed on and just talked for like 20 or 30 minutes, just catching up with each other and laughing a lot, and it was really what I needed that day. And then I also, this day, I lettered a student's diploma, so he ended up graduating early, and he was actually one of my planner club kids, and we kind of clashed some when he was my student, but this past year, you know, him joining the club and stuff, and we got a little closer, and I made a note there that I was sad that I didn't get to say goodbye to him. So hopefully I will get to see him sometime in the future, but I was glad that I got to letter his diploma because that was something special. And then I have a note here about trying to do better with my diet, and I have a meme about replacing things like substitutes in a healthy diet, and it's not the same. And that just made me laugh, so I wanted to include it. And then here I am just kind of, you can see on Wednesday my finished paint by numbers thing. It took me forever, but I got it done. And then here you can see that I'm kind of creating this little hidden message situation. It is news that I will share in the future, but just not ready yet. And I wanted to include it here because it happened this week, but I just wanted to kind of keep it private for now. Plus, I think it'll be fun to look back on and kind of flip it up and stuff. So I'm just putting a little sticker on here to hide the seam of the two stickers I pieced together. And then we're going to move on to Thursday. And I'm starting with I'm putting down some full boxes first. And then I'm just going to make a note on Thursday about we decided on our fair grading guidelines for distance learning. We had a little leadership team meeting to discuss it, and we all, thankfully, were on pretty much the same page. We talked through everything, though. We talked for like 2 hours, and we came up with a pretty good plan and that I felt comfortable with. But the whole situation was just so weird. It's hard to give grades when there's not equity, you know, so I think I would probably do it differently again, but who knows. All right, I also did some meal planning this day, which helped a ton. It keeps me on track, and yeah. So this was also the week that the news story about Ahmaud Arbery came out, and the incident had happened a couple of weeks before this, but this was the week when it kind of broke in the news worldwide, and arrests were made this evening on Thursday. I remember I was so horrified by the video. I watched it twice actually because like my brain could not comprehend what I had just watched the first time. And so the next day was, it was a really cool thing that happened, and it's just to get out awareness of the court case and everything, the story behind Ahmaud and who he was as a real person. And so I participated in the Run for Ahmaud. I did a walk, so I don't know if that counts. I'm saying it counts because the whole time I actually usually listen to podcasts, and I just walked and listened to my thoughts and processed everything, and it was really kind of an emotional day and experience, but got to keep moving forward, and we got to get justice for him. I have a note here that it was cold and windy for the first time in a long time. Yeah, it was a much needed cool down that day. And then also, it feels it was the last day of school, but it didn't feel like it, like at all. We had a couple more weeks of school work, but we were pretty much done that day, and it didn't feel like it. I don't know how to explain it. It's very strange. And then on Saturday here, I have an Amy Tangerine lettering thing that says, "Hope is being able to see there is light despite all the darkness." And then I also have a note here that my yard is finally looking nice, and I've been working on it really hard. And I'm putting in some pictures of just kind of things that remind me of my mom. So we did do a family FaceTime for Mother's Day, and this is a picture of my mom when she was like 23 with me at her baby shower. I guess they used to have baby showers after the baby was born, so you got to kind of show off. I know they do like sip and sees in southern states, but I've never been to one of those. So anyway, that's a picture of me and my mom. And I also had dinner at my friend Kat and Sean's that evening, which was really nice. And then on Saturday, I'm noting here, kind of backtracking a little bit, but I wanted to mark that I had dinner from my favorite restaurant. It's so good. It's called Yellow City Street Food. If you're ever coming through Amarillo, go there because it's delicious. And I had like my favorite burger from there, and they have these things called animal fries, which have this sauce, and they put bacon on it. It's so good. And you can also order beer like curbside, so I ordered a couple of ciders with my dinner, and it was just so good. And they have a sister restaurant downtown too that I love, but it's kind of expensive. So anyway, recommend both of those if you're ever on your way through town. I'm just adding some deco. The sewing stuff definitely reminds me of my mom, and all of her quilting. She's just incredible at that. I never got the hang of it. I don't have the patience for it, but I tried. And I'm going to move to my journaling section next after I've finished kind of fitting in all of this cute deco. So I'm writing here, "I'm still having bouts of loneliness, but that is normal, right? I can get through this. The key, it seems, is to stay connected." So that's what I'm trying to do, and, you know, continuing those phone calls and FaceTimes and safe visits with friends. That's the best we can do at this point, and I'll take it. So it is several days later from when I filmed the first part of this video, but I got my pictures right here, right there. I got them printed and popped them into the spread, so now you can see the whole thing all done. I hope that you guys enjoyed this memory spread, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!